Hey you guys, we are back in Forgecraft. I want to show you something. Right around this corner. Decided to do a little bit of the dressing up off screen, I'm sorry. It's just the way of it sometimes. As you can see, everything's nicely hidden. I might put some more covering on these pipes just to hide the pipes completely so that it ends up looking like a 2x4 by 3 structure rather than a bunch of machines with some pipes on the back. So I can just put the covers over the back there and up the sides and along the top to do that. But yeah, we're using sea lanterns from Britannia, which are of course a 1.8 block, but Britannia has brought all the 1.8 blocks forward. The Prismarine and stuff. Not the actual dungeons though, so don't get your hopes up if you've never played Britannia for that. How I access things is there are a series of hatches underneath. So that lets me get at that storage bus. This one lets me get at that one, that buffer. Similarly over here we have these, the buffers, the nodes. I don't really need to get at retrieval nodes, so those don't have one. And finally we have this one to get at that. And underneath here we finally have hooked up other side we have the import bus, which makes anything coming into the system get processed. And of course we have our quarry running right at the moment, so everything runs in, gets moved around. Pretty confident everything so far has been accounted for in terms of the storage buses coming in, so that's pretty cool. What I wanted to do with you in this episode is set up two sets of machines. The first one would be a thermal expansion pulverizer to constantly process the redstone coming in, because we want cinnabar, so we're going to use this guy. That's him right there. He's got all the secondary upgrades in him. Yeah, there. So that's cool. I'm wondering how I'm going to deal with possibly backloading this guy, because of course we're going to redirect everything through a third storage bus over to these two machines, right? The issue being, of course, that this is slower than absolutely everything else in the system, and we might get too much redstone in and it might back up the system, but we will see going forward. We'll come to that bridge when we need to. The next thing I wanted was the induction smelter set up. Hello, sheep. Actually, sheep, how have you been doing for us? You have a bit of wool in there. Oh yeah, and between episodes much to the happiness of some of the watchers, I set up a transfer node with some world interaction upgrades in there, so I didn't have to take off the top one of these all the time. I can just take it off and put it back on. Eventually I'm going to do something that was suggested, which will allow me to teleport whatever I want to do into that liquid, and thereby we can have 6 growth accelerators. But anyway, moving along. So that, well, actually let's move you across and you there. I think that'll be a good lineup, and then anything else can come along the front here. So we're going to need a few things. We're going to need another storage bus. Storage. We need more pistons for that. We need another ME interface. Oh, whoops. That one, thank you. Cool. And then we need export bus. At least one at the moment. Well, completely out of formation cores as usual. By the way, if you're wondering, pure Certus, 1321 pure Certus, because I had fun with that world interaction setup that I did. Sorry about the coughing in the background, that's one of my flatmates. And I'm going to need at least a couple of those, so I will preempt that. Probably need some import buses as well while we're at it. Annihilation cores. Just get a bunch of those. And for now we'll get our smart cable and then see what else I need along the way. I don't really count out things beforehand, I just have a vague idea what I need and go for it. So the pulverizer is going to always want redstone. Always want redstone ore coming in. So if we do that, that'll be the output. Actually. So redstone's going to come back out, and that's going to go back into the main system, and cinnabar is going to come out yellow. And cinnabar is directly going to go across to this guy here. And that's why we have another import. And well, export and import, sorry. Export, import. We'll just run you guys across like that, and then we want the cinnabar to go into this slot here, so that slot is green, so out with green, comes out yellow, goes in green, right, which is pretty cool. So that's not going to care, but this is going to be cinnabar. And that's just going to be its own little powered network. Now I could do that with a node actually, to be honest, but I don't know, we've got the cables and things to do it, so why don't we? I know it uses power to do it, but it's fun, right? And of course we want an import bus on the back there. And then let's go get some redstone. So once again, the advantage to doing all these little sub-networks is if I simply dig up a piece of this crystal, we can look at the cable here. Into this room is coming 32 channels. We have used 2, right, for everything so far. And we're going to continue to use as few as possible because of all the little sub-networks we keep doing under the ground. Like this is going to be a sub-network. It's not going to use any channels on the main network. For the most part, this is all going to be its own. In fact, it's going to come back into another EMI interface down this end and be only 1 channel. Right, so it's going to go up to 3, hopefully. Hopefully. That's how it's working in my head, at least. So we're going to want to get under here again, because we want to get into this stuff. And in fact, this little network is the network with the most stuff on it at the moment. And it's going to have something else on it, unfortunately. For it, it's going to have another storage bus. Boop. Which means we need another interface. Which is fine. Interface. Boop. Okay. And in this one, we're going to say we want redstone. Redstone, please. That should actually already start putting redstone in there if it can, although I think it might already be going to here. So if I put this piece of redstone in here, it should match itself off to nowhere, because that interface is unpowered, of course. Do I want to be neat with this, or do I just want to be wasteful? Difference being I would need to paint some cable, because I could pass the cable straight across here if it was painted, but I can't if it's not. Well, I already have some coloured cable, so I may as well reuse it. Just as a crossover point. I mean, I could use a cover as well. Let's see what covers we have. We have some technical block covers, that's cool. We'll use those. Boop. Boop, boop. Not connected. Fantastic. So now, I'm going to run this all the way over here. And of course, I could bring the machines down this end, but I'm not going to because, well, I like the layout. And the layout is what is important. So we are going to come back up this way. Run it all the way down. We can see we're up to the buffer. So the machines should be very close by. And I will come up here just to find out where we are. Right on board. Cool. So, I think we want to come up here, don't we? We do. Oh. Whoa! Excuse me. Like that. Broke one too many. Okay, so this should technically work in the most basic sense if we go and get it some power, which we'll do just now. We need some quartz fiber and some normal cable. Alright. The reason I use normal cable is because you don't need smart cable for a power link. That's all there is to that. Quartz. Right, so now you're getting power. You've got two channels because you've got a storage bus and an import. So now, do you have redstone? You don't, because I never programmed that. Let's do that. Redstone. It disappeared immediately, and it should be in here. Or not. It went straight back in. Why are you not being pushed to here? Ignore contents of the target inventory. Do not push crafting items. Interesting. Well, I have a different idea. I have a different idea, and it's going to be super cool. Give me that. That's what I should have done in the beginning, actually. I'm not sure why I decided to go with the interface. I'm not sure where my storage bus went. There it is. Okay. Still need the storage bus. Do need another buffer chest. And do need another import bus. So let's make the import bus. We, of course, need a bunch of pistons, so I'm always short of pistons. import bus and buffer. More buffers. Wow, I'm actually out of chests. That's amazing. I had 37 in the system at some point. And apparently I made 37 different things with chests in them. Buffer, you will live... You can live right there, actually. Okay. And storage bus is going to live right there. And cable. And you can be broken. And my redstone went somewhere. Ah! Because we have a unprogrammed storage bus. Of course. So let's grab all that junk. And I'm not sure why. There we go. Let's just put you where you ought to be. This one. Go Ferris ingots. Okay, so our redstone is here, which is cool. And now we want our import bus, and that's now completely unpowered. So how do we get power to it? Same way we always did. Quartz fiber. Boop. Oh no, please don't chuck that around. Thank you. Right. Right. And we don't actually need that cover anymore. Gimme. 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 Yeah. Cool. So now, do we have redstone arriving in the pulverizer? We should do. But we don't. You're an import bus. You should be importing. That's programmed for redstone. That's the import slot. That's pretty funny. I think I know what I've done wrong, but it's kind of annoying. I need to make another storage bus. So I'm going to just change you back. What I did wrong for those that aren't following is a import bus cannot give to an export bus. An export bus needs to recognize that there is storage in its network that it can take from, and a import bus does not count as storage, it just counts as a access point that has its own logic. So if I stick the storage bus here, that export bus should start exporting. And that's exactly what it's doing. Yep, it's pretty slow, but we can fix that with some acceleration cards. So that's going into the pulverizer, which has power from where it was, but that'll quickly lose that. So this is an unpowered network now, so we want to power it. I think I'll just power it from under here. Okay. Just to keep things looking good, I'll put quartz fiber on both ends. Oi. Oi. Okay, so now you should have power. Mini network with 2 in it. And that's not going to work for the very same reasons that our previous one didn't work. One of these needs to be a storage bus, basically. So let's go make another storage bus. Can it be an interface? Question for the ages. Am I going overboard? I may very well be going overboard. Because I think an interface can act as a storage medium. Yoink that out. Turn you into a flat interface and attach. Yeah? The cinnabar's gone, but it hasn't arrived. Because it's sitting there. So an interface can pull, but it can't be pulled from. That's what we learn about that. So let's do storage bus. Which is great because the interface was involved in the storage bus construction anyway. Storage. More sticky pistons. I am going to run out of rubber very quickly. Okay. Although now I can't actually... It is going in there though, so we can put the cinnabar in there. Which is awesome. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is make sure uranium makes it into this induction smelter. So we want to add uranium to our storage bus down there. We also want to make sure uranium comes in the back. Yeah, we're going to make uranium come in the back. Okay. So that's fine. All we need for that one is an export bus. Export. Oh, nearly forgot something. Uranium. We also want uranium dense ore to go through the pulverizer. Reason being is that uranium dense ore and yellorium dense ore cannot be processed by the SAG mill currently. There are no recipes in the SAG mill for those two, but the pulverizer does have them. But we're going to keep things simple for now, because I can already see that creating hiccups in the current design. Nope, give me that. This one. Now we want to remove uranium from here. Cool. And you're coming up the back, so you're around there. Yep. Smart cable, please. We'll pre-program you. Uranium. We want to get you over there without hooking into that, so we're just going to go down this way. Total mess down here, but that's fine as long as it works. Okay. So this network, this sub-network down here is officially 3. It's already doing some work. There we go. We've got 4 Aurelyian. So that's our big haul. So this one and what's going to be this one need to come out and go back in to our system. Right. So we want import bus here. Be orange. We're going to have to find ways to get these things to go around without banging into each other. This one's going to be easy. We just lead you down here. But this one's not going to be so easy because the moment I get it below the crystal level, it's going to run into that. So I'm going to need another cover. Might actually want to make a separate pulverizer for these two, since the what you call it? My brain will get there eventually. Is that good? Are you good? Yeah, you're good. Oh no, that's not good. That's going to connect. But you're not a real network, so it doesn't really even matter. And that's actually how that's going to get power, so that's great. What was I saying? I've completely forgotten. You know what? This, please remove those. My own mess has meant that I've had to tidy up. Or else it's not going to work. Okay. So now we just need to get you past. Which I can do like that. Okay. Okay. Oh no, I might need to make more smart cable. What a terrible problem. So we want to stick something there. We want another ME interface and a storage bus to go there. Which is all good. We'll just make those quickly. Where'd that go? Cool. Cool, cool, cool. No, already did that bit. We need you and you. So this is our main line. once again, ME interface, storage bus. Cool. Bring our smart cable down and across. Disconnect that, or else Havoc's going to break loose. Down. Oh, we're so close. I might tidy that whole system up off camera, but I'm not going to do it now because I basically just want to get you guys to see what I'm doing. Make as many of those as you can. 16, that's fine by me. It's like coding. Make it work first, then optimize it. That's what we're doing. We're making it work first, and then we're going to optimize it. Right. And you're getting power from somewhere, which is a problem. Because it means you're connected to something, and I don't remember keeping you connected. You should also be reading more connections. Are you somehow getting power through that cover? Because that would be weird. It'd be really weird. There's 3 connections though, which is the correct amount. Storage bus and 2 imports. It's getting power from somewhere. So the Aurelyian's going out. Cinnabar's coming in. Redstone's going out. We should actually see redstone being processed. Yep. And even if we can catch it, Aurelyian should be going up. And not just from our normal, everyday stuff. I think that was a tick then, because we'd get more if it was from the quarry. So okay, we have some repairs to do. Because unfortunately we dug up a bunch of the floor in that whole process. We won't need to get at that storage bus because I've decided I'm not going to do the Aurelyian and uranium denser in this. This is specifically dedicated to the processing of redstone and uranium. Okay, so we're not going to need to fiddle around with denser logic and things like that, and if I do, it'll be done off camera. So 2 chiseled, oh no, 1 chiseled. Obsidian goes back. Then we need, close you so you don't annoy me. More chiseled here. We're going to need to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are they all crystal? 1's chiseled. 2's chiseled. What I'm counting to myself is the holes in the floor. 2 of them are going to need to be chiseled facades, and 1 of them is going to have to be, oh, 3 of them, sorry, are going to have to be crystal facades. It's the different kinds of obsidian. I have a cutter, thank you very much. Anchors. This is how you make facades. Cool, so I get 4 of them out of that anyway. Oh, why did I do that? Okay, so that's my chiseled ones, that's my crystal ones. So this is where the tricky stuff comes in though. Because I don't know any better way to place these other than remove the connection and then replace the connection. It's kind of annoying. Fortunately, I don't actually have to take off any of the programmed stuff to do it. This one is chiseled. That one. Cool. I think I did that backwards, but that's alright. You are crystal. And you are off. Ah! It lost power. Okay, we can fix that. It's very, very easy to fix, actually. I noticed somewhere I could hook it up to the power earlier. Cool, so that's all covered up. We need to get power to these as well at some point. We'll have to do that from underneath. Let's just come into the floor again. Oh, chose the wrong spot. This will do just fine. Ta-da! And that's how I get power. No, I'll just leave that mess there for now. Okay, chiseled and obsidian. Right. So our floor is nice and neat again. Last thing to do is get these power, because they are completely unpowered by this point, and they need power to function. So we have a couple of ways of doing this. We could borrow off that and bring that underneath, because they are going to have to... Oh, I made a mistake. It's meant to be crystal. Power needs to come in here and here. I think I will do that via extra utilities nodes, since they're right there, without having to break out any extra cable systems. Pipe, they're called pipe. Never remember that. Transfer pipe. You need more. Give me more. Okay. So energy pipe will make sure that whatever is on the other side of this energy pipe is not included in the rest of the pipe network, of course, which is very useful, and the pipe network stops there. So we want to come underneath like this, stick energy pipe there, then run this mess. Yeah, just for peace of mind I'll put that there. Wait, give me that. Run this mess this way. Boop, boop, boop. That's one. That's two. You should start getting power at some point. Yep, there it goes. What about you? You've just started getting power. Awesome. So they're all hooked up, except you are missing some floor, and I can do that from here. Bag, please. We want crystal. So there we go. For all intents so far, until problems start turning up and then I can solve them, we have redstone being redstoned. We have cinnabar coming into here and uranium being processed. And I have a whole bunch of stuff that needs to go into the buffers. Make sure the buffer has the uranium in it first because there's the least of it. And I know that there's more than 9 stacks of redstone to be processed. So in all that goes. I'll stick redstone in the remaining slots. So it's going to be far more redstone than can actually fit down there, but I'm going to see that all stop at some point. I should have plenty of uranium in it. Something I need to do at some point is put acceleration cards in all the necessary spaces. But we should be good. We should be golden. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.